Like UFOs, the Loch Ness Monster, and Bigfoot, ghosts have always been a subject of controversy. Some believe in the paranormal, while others deny its existence. But for composer Bear McCreary, the question of whether or not ghosts actually exist is crystal clear.
So I'm doing a rehearsal for a Queen tribute show that I'm producing with my brother. So we got all of our favorite rock and roll musicians together and we started rehearsing for this show. We found this old rehearsal studio in Hollywood that's been there for like 70 years. And the last night of rehearsals, we walk out into the main lobby of this rehearsal space. We'd never set foot in there yet. So I walk into the main room with Brendan in the middle of the night, and suddenly he stops me. Up until this point, Brendan and I have been in total work mode. We were talking about the set list, we were talking about what we're gonna wear to the show, we're getting ready, and on a dime, his whole demeanor changed. He stops me, and he goes, do you feel that? And he walks over to the main door, and then he walks from the main door across the big lobby to a side door, which leads to another hallway. And he walks along this line again, and he looks at me and he goes, there's something in this room. Something's going on. So around this point, I'm starting to get freaked out, and the room is totally dark, and now the hairs on my arms are starting to pop up. And around this moment, somebody who worked there, one of the guys who just rented out the rooms and took care of stuff, walks into this area. And my brother looks at him and he goes, hey man, what's going on with this room? And the guy stops, and he kind of goes white. And he goes, you've got to be shitting me. Cut to 5 minutes later. 5 minutes later, the entire staff of the rehearsal space has gotten together around their computer. And me and my brother Brendan and our entire band have all gathered around this screen, and we're looking at the security footage from exactly 1 week earlier. 1 week earlier, there had been a fight that broke out between these two drunk guys. I guess they'd had a party there or something. These two drunk guys had gotten in a fight, and so they had I think the cops were called, and so they went and checked the security footage. So I'm watching the footage, and it's pointed at the side door in the main lobby. These guys are fighting, and we're looking at it, and the guys that work there just kept saying, wait for it, wait for it. And a fucking ghost flies out of that door, traces a line out the front door. The exact path that my brother was walking and said he felt something weird. Now, when I say a ghost, what am I talking about? It was this bright, round orb that flew a curved path. I know what you're thinking. It was a lens flare or something like that. First of all, the type of camera that this was, this grainy black and white footage, it just couldn't have been a lens flare where this camera was mounted. Second of all, we frame by frame went through it. If this is the doorway and this is the wall and this is the doorway, there's a frame where you see half of this sphere come out. Then you see the whole sphere. So it's definitely a thing that flew by these guys fighting, and it just flew on this gentle path, but far too quickly to be something floating on the wind. And then about 30 seconds later, a second one followed it. So I look at the guys, I look at my band, I look at my brother, and I realize this is real. And this is horrifying.